Good day, Sail Wars fans. I'm Bart from Team Sail Wars, and this is my cat Linky. Today, we're going to talk about some of the do's and don'ts that you need to remember with your DF65. Now, these are things that I've learned over the last few years. So, the person's boat that I have here, in the off season, I'm tasked with making sure they're going to be fully operational and ready to race the next year. As you notice, this boat right here is a 65, but it has an A+ rig and a short keel. And we will talk about that later. This boat over here has the long keel. Both of these boats are raced on a continuous basis. But we do have a short off season in which I use to repair and to make sure they're in tip-top racing condition. So let's get to what we're going to talk about today. Okay, the first thing I want to talk to you today about is when you're done for the day racing your boat, what position do you leave the sail winch lever in? Well, a lot of you, to make transportation easier, you will take the stick and pull it to the down position. Well, that does make taking it somewhere easier if you don't want to take the rig off, but it's actually bad for your boat. Let's go ahead and take a look what it affects on your boat. Well, right here where your sheets are tied up, there's a rubber band looking thing right here. See right here? And when your sail is in the open position, such as this one is right now, there is no slack on it. See that? There's no slack. I mean, there is plenty of slack, excuse me. Okay, but when we pull it in, then it puts tension on there. You see how tight it got? So do you really want to store your boat with tension on that rubber band? No, you don't. And let's look at this boat where I took the rig off right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cycle the winch in and out so you can see exactly what that rubber band does. Okay, that's in. And you see how it pulled all the way back? And there's tension. If we leave it in the out position, really no tension, it just kind of lays there. And actually, that's a good example of how you want that rubber band to be. You want it to have barely any tension on it when it's in the out position. Okay, the next thing I want to show you today is something I see all the time on boats, and especially your bigger boats. This matters a lot with your very expensive sails, but it matters to all the boats. So before we race, we always make sure that this little bowsy right here is tight, right? Because it pulls your sail down. Some people like it a tiny bit. I've heard a 1/4 of an inch loose. Some people like it real tight. But what position should that be in at the end of the racing day? Should it be like this? How this person left it very tight? No, actually you want to loosen this up just a hair. Okay, so there's no tension on that sail. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is what can I have on and off my boat when I'm racing? Well, to tell you the truth, that all depends on where you're racing. What is the event? Are you just in a normal club day? Well, if you're in a normal club day, you follow the rules of your club. I know some clubs will allow the short keel on the Dragon Force 65, whereas the AMYA, the official rules, say you cannot have a short keel, even though the short keel makes the boat perform much better in all except the higher winds. But until they change the rules, the short keel is illegal in things like the regional events and the nationals. But you also have to check with your club because some clubs allow it and some clubs don't. I know up around the Maryland area, there's a few clubs that allow both kills, and some only allow the short kill due to the depth of the water they race in. Now, when you're racing in a club event, the rules get a little bit looser, right? Because you really just have to go by what that club allows. But let's say you've entered a regional event or the nationals. Do you have to have every part on your boat? I know this has come up before. Well, one of the things I've seen removed before is this little weight right here, because somebody thought their boat performed better with that counterweight off of the jib. Well, if you're in an event such as the regionals or the nationals and it's sanctioned by the AMYA, then you're going to have that little weight on your boat. Remember, your boat should be equipped like the rules or the instructions say, and if it's different, then it has to be something that's allowed in the rules, such as a rechargeable battery. So could I use this keel in the nationals? Absolutely not. Although if you use this keel in the nationals in anything except winds above 10 miles per hour, you would probably win because there's significantly less friction. And from what we have found, the A+ rig with a short keel is how this boat should have been produced, because it performs absolutely amazing. So if you have any other little tips that you would like to pass on, leave them in the comments below and I'll pass them on to everyone. But this is Bart signing off for Sail Wars.